The day Jonas became Pogacar's stunt double. Cycling is supposed to be a game of tactics, whiteboards, sticky notes, coaches in polos screaming into radios like Wall Street traders on coffee shots. This is how stage races are meant to run. But apparently nobody told Jonas Vingegaard that. Stage 9 of the 2025 Vuelta a España was supposed to be predictable. A long, mountainous grind up to Val de Secari. The kind of day where the Peloton slowly dissolves into misery while the team directors hold their little chess match from the cars. But instead of following the pre-scripted plan, Jonas decided to channel his inner Tadej Pogacar, aka the human YOLO button. He launched an attack so unexpected that even his own team didn't know what was happening. And how did this whole thing start? With a phrase that belongs in cycling meme history. Quote, "Can somebody launch me?" Jonas Vingegaard, stage 9 radio call. That's not tactical, that's not rehearsed, that's not in the pre-stage team briefing where they circle climbs with red sharpies. That's Jonas basically saying, "Guys, I'm bored, hit the nitro button, will ya?" The sacred art of the pre-stage briefing, and how Jonas ignored it. Every morning teams gather in their luxury buses like school students about to take an exam. The DS points at a laminated map and drones on and about gradients, wind directions and all the details, and even how they'll protect the GC leader. The riders nod along, nobody listens, half of them are still digesting their pre-race rice cakes. Visma Lease Bike of all teams are famous for being control freaks. These guys plan every watt, every gel, every bathroom break. If a rider sneezes out of rhythm, someone writes a 10-page PowerPoint about it. So, for Jonas to just improvise, to pull up a Pogacar-style YOLO attack without clearing it with the management gods, that's basically tyranny. Imagine the team car. Matteo Jorgensen hears the call, "Can somebody launch me?" And suddenly the DS is throwing his headset against the dashboard, screaming, "That was not in the plan, Jonas," while slamming his laptop shut. This is cycling's version of a corporate employee ignoring the quarterly strategy report and just winging it in a boardroom presentation. Sure, it might work, but your boss is going to hate you for it. The attack. Or how to break the Peloton's brain in 5 pedal strokes. So Jonas gets launched, and when Jonas gets launched, you know what happens. That signature expressionless poker face, the silent watts of doom, and the Peloton collectively soiling itself because they didn't expect it this early. The rivals, Remco Evenepoel, Juan Ayuso, Carlos Rodriguez, were probably playing their own game of wait until the last 3Ks. You know, the standard GC strategy. But then Jonas goes off script, and suddenly everyone is staring at each other like, who's going to chase this lunatic? Not me. And here's where sarcasm becomes reality. Jonas's attack worked not because it was genius, but because nobody else wanted to ruin their Sunday by closing it. Like that one kid in school who sprints off the line in PE, everyone else just rolls their eyes and thinks, "Yep, he'll come back eventually." Except Jonas didn't. Instead, he powered all the way to the finish line like a man possessed, leaving rivals napping, fans shocked, and his DS probably filing a resignation letter. Genius or reckless? The eternal debate. Now let's get to the heart of it. Was this a brilliant move or the kind of reckless stunt that can destroy a GC campaign? Cycling historians love to debate about these moments of madness, as we call them. Sometimes they win you Tour de France's, other times they leave you cracked, empty, and watching your rivals dance away while you pedal squares. Why it could be genius? It demoralizes your rivals. Nobody likes being humiliated on live TV by a poker-faced Dane. It takes back control of the race narrative. Jonas is no longer the guy, quote, recovering from a crash. He's now the guy who can nuke the Peloton with one move. It creates fear. Fear is what? Rival waste energy worrying about you. Why it could be reckless? burning too many matches too early in a 3-week race. Jonas is a diesel, not a firecracker. He usually waits until the decisive climbs. Wasting teammates' energy, Jorgensen burned his entire engine to quote-unquote launch Jonas. Good luck asking him to do anything tomorrow. Pissed off team management. DSs hate freelancing. A leader ignoring orders can fracture a team faster than a broken derailleur hanging. So, what is it? Genius or reckless? The sarcastic answer is both. Jonas basically played Pogačar cosplay for a day, and we'll see later if he paid the price. Is Jonas copying Pogačar now? Here's where things get really spicy. Jonas Vingegaard has built his reputation on being the anti-Pogačar, calm, cold, tactical, the man who sits on wheels like a Nordic barnacle until the exact moment to crush everyone. Meanwhile, Tadej Pogačar is cycling's equivalent of a toddler with a sugar high, attacks everywhere, random, reckless, and beautifully chaos. He's the only man who can sprint for intermediate points, chase a break, and still beat the GC climb. So what happens when Jonas suddenly starts making off-script attacks? Simple, he looks like a Pogačar clone. The narrative writes itself. Pogačar attacks because it's Tuesday. Jonas attacks because he's secretly jealous of Pogačar's fanbase. Pogačar fans call him entertaining. Jonas's fans call him losing discipline. It's almost comical. For years, Jonas beat Pogačar precisely by being the opposite of him, by letting Poggi blow himself up with reckless moves, then finishing him off later. Now Jonas is doing the same thing. Has the hunter become the hunted, or has Jonas just gotten bored of his robot branding? Either way, Stage 9 was less Vingegaard 2-time Tour champion, and more Vingegaard Pogačar understudy auditioning for a spin-off. The Peloton's reaction: confusion, annoyance, and shrugs. The funniest part of the whole stage wasn't Jonas's attack itself, it was a collective shrug from the Peloton. Remco Evenepoel probably muttered something like, classic, he's gone rogue again, not my problem. Ayuso probably thought, if I chase this, I'll look like an idiot. Rodriguez definitely considered chasing, and then decided his coach would kill him for wasting watts. It was like watching a dinner party where one guest suddenly decides to sprint to the dessert table. Everyone else just sits there like, okay dude, relax, we'll eat cake later. The reality, nobody wanted to ruin their legs on stage 9, chasing an attack that maybe, possibly, would fizzle. But when it didn't fizzle, cue the regret. By then Jonas was gone, the rivals were left napping, exactly as the headline said. How this can piss off team management. Let's not sugarcoat it, teams do not like surprises. And Jonas Vingegaard's attack was the equivalent of showing up to your corporate job in clown makeup and saying, I thought this would spice up the meeting. The DSs have PowerPoints, watt charts, pacing strategies, food schedules, bathroom schedules, and Jonas threw all that out the window because he felt like attacking. Can somebody launch me? That moment, that's every DS's nightmare. Because once the leader goes rogue, the whole team has to scramble and forget the plan. Jorgensen had to basically destroy himself to deliver him. Other domestiques probably wasted gels and energy repositioning. And worst of all, if Jonas had cracked, the DSs would have been crucified for quote bad tactics, even though it wasn't their idea. It's like being a coach who designs a perfect football play, only for the star striker to ignore it and bicycle kick from midfield. If it goes in, genius. If it doesn't, you're fired. The sarcastic legacy of Stage 9. So what does Stage 9 mean in the grand narrative of Jonas Vingegaard? If he wins the Vuelta, it'll be hailed as the quote brilliant turning point where Jonas showed crazy people how he could do it. If he cracks later, this will be Exhibit A in the Reckless Idiot trial. Cycling fans will meme this forever. Can somebody launch me? Will be printed on t-shirts. Pogacar will probably tweet a wink emoji, and the Diazes will spend the rest of the Vuelta hand-holding Jonas like he's a toddler near a hot stove. Thanks for watching today's video. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all of my videos covering the latest cycling news, the latest cycling drama, and the latest cycling results. Leave a like on the video for good luck, and don't forget to comment down below your opinions in the comment section below this video.